Given the function y equals negative 2 sine of 3x plus pi over 2 minus 5, find the following. First thing, I want to identify A, B, C, and D. So A is negative 2. B is 3. C is pi over 2. And D is negative 5. Find the amplitude. The amplitude would be the absolute value of A, which is the absolute value of negative 2, which is 2. The formula for the amplitude, just write that while I'm thinking about it, is equal to a half times the max point on the graph minus the midpoint on the graph. Does the graph experience a vertical shift or shrink? All right, so I'm looking at the absolute value of the A, and A in this case is negative 2, so the absolute value of negative 2 is 2. So since 2 is greater than 1, we have a vertical stretch. Okay, if A was between 0 and 1, it would be a vertical shrink. But we don't have A is 2, so it's not between 0 and 1. So we just have a vertical stretch. All right, find the period. The equation for the period is 2 pi over the absolute value of B. And then in this case, B is 3. So it's 2 pi over 3. The graph will experience one cycle in 2 pi over 3 units. Okay. It takes 2 pi over 3 units to complete a cycle. All right, the horizontal phase shift, the equation is negative C over the absolute value of B. And that's the negative of whatever C is. In this case, C was pi over 2. Divided by B. In this case, B was 3. With the absolute value of 3. So I get negative pi over 2 divided by 3. So that's also written as negative pi over 2. I'm going to use the third grade division symbol 3 over 1. I'm going to flip this and multiply. So I get negative pi over 2 times 1 over 3. It's going to give me negative pi over 6. So that's my graph is going to shift to the left pi over 6 units. Does the graph experience a horizontal stretch or shrink? All right, when we're talking about horizontal stretch or shrink, we're looking at the B value. In this case, the B is 3. If, in this case, the 3 is greater than 1. If the B value, which is 3, is greater than 1, then we have a horizontal shrink. If the B value was between 0 and 1, we would have a horizontal stretch. Okay? Does the graph reflect over the x-axis? I'm looking at the negative sign in front of A. So we said A was negative 2. So that negative sign in front of A will cause a reflection over the x-axis. So it will be yes. And you look at whatever A is. What is the vertical shift? All right, the vertical shift is the last part of the graph. So if your function is negative 2 sine of 3x plus pi over 2 minus 5, this 5 is being shifted down from whatever's in front of the negative sign. So it's going to be a vertical shift down, or you can say it shifts. The graph shifts down 5 units.